Good afternoon. It's April the 17th, 2018, and you better have the check in the mail by the latest post stamp you can get from your post office. Or the feds, if they want to, will have an excuse to come after you and extract more money from you under the threat of going to jail if you don't pay. The IRS does not mess around. And everybody's afraid of the IRS. The stories that we hear on it, most of them are true. So anyway, I'm glad that's behind me. I'm broke again, but what the hell. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trade's not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, on the last update, about 40 minutes ago, I said as long as we stayed above 2,700, the market can trade higher. And lo and behold, it has. Now, how can you make these distinctions? Well, you just have to a little bit of common sense, putting the market in context, paying attention to where the 50 lot trader is, and you'll be able to make those calls too. It's there for you. And the reason we make those calls is to give you extra confidence in the information that we put out, and that the information you're going to learn to develop for yourself. Just quickly, retest failure, positive. This is 3 minutes. We were on a 2-minute chart this morning. We had 2 losers, so don't forget that. Mean green, positive. We caught this trade right here. I think we made 6 on that on a 2 lot. So either of these 2 trades were positive. This was the 2,700.75, and we thought we were going higher, that we stayed with. That was a great trade for us. Here's a retest of the high. Scratch, make a little, depends on where you got in. And then we sit and we just kind of go sideways. And still interested in the long side of the market. Why? Because of this down here. These guys were not giving up the ghost. They like the market to the long side. So the calls were good, the levels were reasonable, and we ended up making some money today. F1 screen, find a place to buy it. Higher low, higher high. F2 screen, definitely a B. Definitely working its way higher. Why do we want to be long? Got all this buying behind us, so that's where we find ourselves right now. So right here, close right here would say that we're going to head higher. We had 12 as the break. It's actually 1150. So this is the low volume number right up here. If we get through that, it's going to be pretty easy to get to 20. So I'm guessing we're going to close it higher. But if we don't close it higher, let's say we close at 950 right here, we're trying to sell 9s to 14s. Not really. 19 to 24 would be the trade that we'd see. We'd put a question mark here at 9 to 14. And on the buy side, closing at 9, we're going to be trying to buy 1s to 6s. And then 1 to 96 for buy 2. Well, Jeff, you're more of an authority on that than I am. I guess I've been listening to too much radio advertising. Okay, looking at, I don't know what's going on in treasuries right now. Something is afoot. I don't know what it is. News that would normally, fundamental news, take us lower, hasn't. We've got a F1 says find a place to buy it. F2 is not the world's strongest profile, but again, if we look at it this way, say, oh my goodness, I've got myself a B, I'm looking for a place to sell it. But if we come in and we do a split like this, why is the market higher? You can see that inside the congestion area that we're looking at a P. We've got a mom right here, so 19 to 23, sell 1. There is no news tomorrow. 27 to 31, sell 2. On the buy side, 9 to 13, buy 1. Don't have a lot of range of volatility to work with. It's tough trading. 1 to 5, buy 2. The incompetence that anything the government touches just adds time, it adds money. The aggravation factor goes way up, and we have people out there that actually believe this crap from the politicians that the government is going to make their life better. Just let us run it for you. Look what they did with health care. We have people out there that are still lobbying for health care. It's just, I mean, it's nuts. Ignorance is bliss. If you have a bunch of DAs out there that you can agitate on the basis of envy and stir up, we've seen it most recently in Venezuela. We see it every 2 to 4 years, especially in the inner cities in our country. I mean, it's the tried and true way to get votes. Divide and conquer. Sell them on envy. Okay, the buck to 04, number 1, sell 7 to 11, sell 1. 15 to 19, sell 2. On the buy side, 24.28 is number 1. 17.21, buy 1. And 9 to 13, buy 2. I'm just grateful that we know the short side of the market, and if things get really, really bad, we can prosper. It does not take a good economy for us to prosper. And looking at gold, strong market. Gold is kind of separating from the fundamentals. Pretty easy for it to trade up. Don't know why. There is a seller at 1350. Took all day, but we did get stops above 1350, and here we sit. The market is poised to go higher, so we'll make 53.55, sell 1. We'll pick up this area right here, and then 59.61, sell 2. On the buy side, last rotate down stopped at 48. So we'll make 46.48, buy 1. And D's at 44. We'll make 42.44, buy 2. But, you know, so much of it's just noise that we have out there, and they're just so much better off turning everything down and going about our business and doing what it is that we like to do. And individually, there's not much you can do on a national basis anyway. So it doesn't pay to really get too upset about it. Lower high, lower low in crude. Find a place to sell it. And we have a P put in backwards, so it looks like we've got a buyer. We had a almost got to 50. We had a 75 to the buck buy this morning, and you're able to buy it below 75 with our bigger idea. Going into the close, we got that right, that it was get stops above 50, and that it did do. where I guessed the market was going to close, I did not get right, so I bet a little less than 50 on that. So here we find ourselves. I think we're going higher. I think we'll be in London. I think we'll test the 75 area right here. Last night's high, so we'll make 75 to the buck, sell 1. Quarter to a half, sell 2. Now, having said that, if 50 comes out in Globex, you're going to have to accept a lower price for the sale. We'll know what to do. We have the APIs this afternoon, and we have the EIA. In fact, that's the news tomorrow, the crude inventory report. So that's where we'll be. The buck to 25, buy 1. 50 to 75, buy 2. And our last contract that we look at is the euro. For the people that can trade London time, it is a heck of a contract because it trends. It just moves in one direction. And got a higher low, higher high right here. We're having a hard time at 24.50, maintaining that. So 24.50 to 25, 125 even is resistance, and we've got pretty good buying below 124. So make 25.35, sell 1. 45.55, sell 2. On the buy side, 124 even, 24.10, and then 75 to 85 for buy 2. I don't hear a lot of news. I don't hear a lot of commentary coming out of Europe right now. I think the market is pretty well accepted that the taper begins in September of this year, and maybe they'll start raising interest rates in December. I think that's where we are. So that will tend to keep things quiet. And it's going to take something from an EU official to change things, in my opinion. Well, it is that time of day. Looking for the Emini to go higher. You all have a great evening. I will see you bright and early in the morning.